Today I have the pleasure of introducing you to Team US Naval Research Lab. The team is made up of 3 key members: Tommy Luganville, the entrepreneurial lead, Cameron Childs, the technological transfer, and last but not least, Brandy White, the inventor of FOM. Dr. Brandy White and the US Naval Research Laboratory, NRL, have created an extremely innovative new protective fabric. The new fabric can capture an entire range of harmful contaminants and then break these contaminants down into harmless byproducts. The technology is stable and can be used for not only clothing but also in air filters or even on protective window coatings. How cool is that? Today's protective clothing is made up of carbon-based materials. Carbon clothing is great at capturing and holding contaminants, but carbon suits are heavy and extremely uncomfortable. The FOM products that we're talking about can do all the same things as carbon fabrics, but ours are much lighter and more comfortable to wear. As first responders move to a hazardous situation, they are usually hard pressed for time. The idea behind our fabric is that it can be worn at all times of the day. FOM will help cut down on the amount of time that it takes to get on the scene of a chemically hazardous situation. The applications for the EMT environment are so promising, in part because our material is washable and stable in extreme conditions. As the inventor Brandy White would say, "This is what I know," she says. "I know that you can stick them out in a July sun at 100 degrees for a week and nothing about their performance characteristics changes. This is true whether they are dry or in water." Thomas Luganville, the entrepreneurial lead, was most concerned about finding startup funds for NRL. Thomas was convinced that cash was the missing link for NRL to be a scalable startup. Thomas and Team NRL still believes that funding is important, but now they understand there is a lot that needs to be done before getting a capital investment. Most investors are going to expect that NRL has been through the proper motions of setting up a successful new business. A great business begins by finding its MVP. Once an MVP is established, it's all about finding the right product market fit. We now know our best chance of raising money will come from following the calculated steps of a lean startup model. Thomas felt that he could avoid cold calling. He was convinced that he needed to pre-screen all of his potential interviewees. If he had followed this ideology throughout the entire course, he would never have met with Colonel Neil Barlow, a distinguished scientist out of the US Air Force Academy. He assumed Neil would only offer technical advice, but it turned out Neil gave great advice on how to take the FOM product to market and helped Thomas formulate the remainder of his efforts in the I-Corps course. There's much more science in business than we ever could have imagined. Team NRL had a great I-Corps experience, and we'd like to thank all of our mentors and instructors who helped us throughout this process. Thank you.